Cancer, Neptune enters your 10th house at the end of Jan in 2026. Neptune has been in your 9th house for past 14 years, and it's gonna stay in your 10th house for the next 12 years. Neptune can create confusion. You have to take a psychic approach to your career during this time. You have more intuitional power when it comes to your career. Or you could be into careers that are spiritually aligned with you, spiritual or glamorous, or anything regarding pictures. You could be interested in photography, film industry, creative careers like music. And middle of Feb 2026, around Valentine's Day, Feb 14th, Saturn enters your 10th house. Saturn stays there for 2 years and 2 months. So it's gonna get out of there in April 2028. Saturn in the 10th, you could have issues with one of your parents, or you could have issues with your boss or any other authority figures. One of your parents or one of your authority figures could have a stressful time while Saturn is here. Also, you could become an authority figure, you could become a parent or a grandparent while a Saturn is here, or you have to take a responsibility as a parent or a grandparent. 10th house is also your reputation. So, Saturn here make cause issues with your reputation in some ways, or it can stabilize your reputation. So, while Saturn is in the 10th house, Saturn can stabilize your career, but Saturn can also cause you a lot of stress while it is in the 10th house. You could feel blockages, you could simply be stressed about career, you could be overworking, you could probably get a promotion, and now you have a whole extra work to do because you are in a higher role. Yeah, responsibility in terms of career, depression or stress regarding career are a possibility while Saturn is here. Saturn can also stabilize things regarding your career, and Saturn here also kind of makes you get very serious about your career. Saturn retrograde happens at the end of July and until almost the middle of December in Aries. While that happens, Saturn kind of slows down things regarding your career or creates more blockages, or you have to redo or you reevaluate stuff regarding the career house. Uranus enters Gemini, which is your 12th house for the next 7 years. Uranus has been in your 11th house since 2018, and finally it gets into your 12th house. Not so bad actually. You could have psychic downloads, you could have more focus on your mental health or sudden focus on your mental health, sudden psychic downloads. So yeah, you could see images or pictures of the future while Uranus is in the 12th. Also, sudden travels are a possibility. All in all, Uranus in the 12th is not such a bad deal. Sudden expenditure is a possibility. So the first half of 2026, Jupiter stays in your first house, and the second half it enters your second house. So Jupiter in your first house, you are in general having a much easier time. You're supposed to feel luckier, but because you have Saturn in your ninth house to offset that, I'm not sure exactly how lucky you feel, but you're supposed to feel lucky in general. Whatever self image or self concept you have, utilize this Jupiter in your first house and make sure that it happens. You have 6 more months, you have the first half of the year for that, so you have enough time if you haven't already carved your path to have a better self concept or self image of yourself, and you have an easier and luckier time doing it. You might have put on weight because Jupiter is in the first house. When Jupiter enters your second house at the end of June and it stays there until the end of July 2027, your finances are gonna get a lot better. You're feeling very secure regarding your finances, and you could probably eat a lot more also, so take care of that. You could be into more cuisines, you could be cooking new stuff or cooking a lot more stuff, you could be eating a lot more stuff than before. You could make higher income than before. or you could create income streams where you can make more money while Jupiter is in the second house. So utilize it thoroughly. It's not gonna come back here until next 12 years. So yep, enjoy that Jupiter in your second house. Jupiter is already retrograde and it stays retrograde in Cancer until around 10th or 11th March 2026, and Jupiter goes retrograde in the middle of December and it stays retrograde until the middle of April next year in the house of Leo. So you are reevaluating topics regarding these houses, or things are slowing down while Jupiter is retrograde in your first house and regarding your finances. So North Node is currently in your ninth house and it's gonna enter your eighth house in the second half of 2026. So the nodal axis from ninth and third axis will shift to 8 and second axis. So until the end of July 2026, the North Node will be in Pisces in your ninth house and the South Node will be in Virgo in your third house. So any eclipses that happen while these are here, it triggers the topics related to these houses. So things related to your academics, because North Node is in ninth house, things related to travel, things regarding your faith, your religion, things regarding legal issues, or major changes could happen while, especially during eclipses. At the end of July, North Node enters your eighth house, so your focus shifts from your ninth house to eighth house. Eighth house is all about inheritances, finances, investments, stocks, your spouse's income, your in-laws, your reproductive health, your reproduction. With North Node in the eighth house, you have more focus in terms of your investments. You're trying to make more money. You're looking forward to getting pregnant. North Node here can also increase fertility, or it could increase issues regarding fertility. Take care of your reproductive system and your excretory system while North Node is in your eighth house, and just be careful. Check again and again before you invest into things. And yeah, it's a time where you could probably make a lot more money than before. Eighth house is also one of the finances house, so your financial houses are light up for the second half of 2026 and the first half of 2027. Of course, with the North Node, it's gonna go even until 2028. So this is a great time for finances. Utilize these energies thoroughly. Good luck. So the first eclipse happens around 17th or 18th of Feb, depends on where you live. This is new moon. This is partial solar eclipse, so it's not as potent. New moon in Aquarius. So Aquarius is your eighth house. So topics regarding eighth house such as finances, investments, inheritance, or physical intimacy, emotional intimacy, anything to do with surgeries, anything to do with life and death, fertility. All of these topics can trigger around this eclipse. The second eclipse happens around 2nd or 3rd of March of 2026. This is full moon, total lunar eclipse, and this one is pretty potent. This happens in your 9 and 3 axis. So you're probably traveling. It could be anything dealing with legal stuff or academics or any kind of training, or your vehicles. The third eclipse happens around 12th or 13th of August. This is new moon in Leo, which is your second house. This is a total solar eclipse, so it is pretty potent. It triggers topics of finances. Maybe you're getting a hike, maybe you're getting a raise, or you just got a promotion and you're earning more, or you switch jobs and you're earning more, or you're planting seeds to make more income. New eating habits or cooking habits are also a possibility. At the end of August, around 27th or 28th, there is a full moon, and this is a partial lunar eclipse It happens again in the 3 and 9 axis in Pisces and Virgo. It again touches upon the topics that happened around 2nd and 3rd of March. So it's a travel, legal stuff, academics, anything regarding vehicles. Maybe you're getting a license, driving license. All these topics can happen around the time of eclipse, or you could be planting seeds around the time of eclipse, and you'll be reaping the benefits later on. Mercury goes retrograde in all the water signs for 2026. Mercury enters Pisces around the second week of Feb 2026. It stays there for 67 days. Mercury enters Cancer the beginning of June and it stays there for 69 days. Mercury enters at the beginning of October in Scorpio and it stays there for 67 days. Mercury goes a retrograde at the end of Feb and until the end of third week of March 2026 in Pisces for 22 days, and Pisces is your 9th house. The topics regarding travel, your academics, professors, your teaching, things regarding legal stuff, your publications, all of these can be delayed. There could be misinformation, there could be reevaluating or redoing stuff. Miscommunication is also a possibility. So yeah, be wary of that. And at the end of June till the end of third week of July, Mercury is retrograde in Cancer for 24 days. Cancer is your first house. Mercury retrograde in the first house, your self concept or things that are personal and important to you can be either delayed, or there is misinformation, or there is re-evaluation based on your self concept, or things regarding your health, or any information regarding you in general. Mercury goes retrograde at the end of third week of October and it stays retrograde until the mid November in Scorpio for 20 days. This is your fifth house. So your ex could call you back, reconnecting with your children, reconnecting with your exes, any information regarding your creative projects, information or misinformation, redoing stuff, reevaluating stuff, delays in information regarding your hobbies, your dating life, your children are a possibility. Venus goes back and forth between Libra and Scorpio in 2026. Venus stays in Libra for 75 days and Venus stays in Scorpio for 79 days, including Jan next year. So that's a long time Venus stays between these two houses. And Libra and Scorpio are your fourth and fifth houses. So there's a lot of Venusian activity in these houses. Venus enters Libra in second week of August and it stays there until mid-September. It re-enters in the fourth week of October and it stays there until second week of December. In Libra, Venus enters your fourth house. Venus in fourth house gives a very pleasant time dealing with family regarding issues at home. You could be buying new property. You could have really good time with family, really good relationships with your mom. It's a happy, peaceful time at home. You could be shifting into a new home and it is very beautiful home. And Venus will go retrograde almost at the last week of October till the middle of November in Libra. During this time, you could be reevaluating or redoing, or things kind of slow down in terms of your fourth house, which is family house stuff. Yep, that's about Venus in Libra. And Venus enters Scorpio around mid-September and it stays there until the fourth week of October, and it enters Scorpio in the second week of December and it stays there until the end of first week of Jan. While Venus is in Scorpio, the topics regarding children, again hobbies, you could be having a really pleasant dating life. You could be having really good relationships with your children. You could feel more creative. You're starting new projects. You could have events like weddings or baby showers, or there's a possibility of you getting pregnant while Venus is in a fifth. It's a pleasant time. Venus retrogrades from almost the first week of October until the end of third week of October in Scorpio, which is your fifth house. So you could be revisiting topics regarding your dating life, or redoing topics regarding your dating life, or stuff regarding your children or your projects. There are no Mars retrogrades in 2026, but between 2026 and 2027, Mars is gonna spend a lot of time in Leo and Virgo. It's gonna spend 141 days in Leo and 150 days in Virgo. For this year, it's gonna spend 59 days in Leo and 35 days in Virgo. So Mars enters Leo at the end of September and it stays there almost until the end of November, which is your second house. While Mars is in your second house, the second house is the house of finances and house of food. You're spending your money a lot more quickly. You could be earning money also a lot more quickly. It's almost like you have a hole in the pocket with Mars in the second. So take care of your finances and try not to spend as much. Mars enters Virgo at the end of November and it stays there until the end of the third week of Feb. It stays in Virgo for almost 35 days in 2026. So when Mars enters your third house, you could be fighting with your neighbors, or you could have accidents regarding your travel. You could have more energy when it comes to walking or like learning. You could have fights with your younger siblings or your cousins, but you're learning things a lot more quickly. So, yeah, that's about Mars in the third house. Take care this 2026, Cancer.